Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to another session of Qur'anic Arabic Recitation with Tajweed Rules. In this session, we will study these three words of Al-Qaida Nuraniya on page number 12. And this slide is just a reminder for transliteration purposes. So we are revisiting some of the principles that we have studied before. So the first one is we need to know the knowledge. We need to have the knowledge of articulation points for each letter. The second one is we need to know the characteristics of each letter, a sifat of each letter. We have studied only a few of them so far, but we will study the rest in advanced level. The third one is the knowledge of rules attached to individual letter because of its position in a word or words. The fourth one is exercising the tongue and a lot of repetition. So if we are given, for example, we are given a word and we have to apply these steps to make our reading or recitation easy. So the first one is recognizing individual letter. So if we go to here, so individual, the first one is alif, second one is hamza, third one is ba, and next one is dal. And the final one is alif. So we recognized individual letters, step one. In step two, we recognize the harakat that are used. So the harakat would be, or the signs would be here. That's fatha, fatha, fathatain. So we recognize the harakat. And the next one is we have to recognize if the letters, which letters are silent and which aren't. Let's change the color. Okay, blue. Let's see. So if we see here, alif, this is silent, and this one is not. Ba is not silent. Dal is not silent, and alif is silent. So alif is silent. Hamza is not silent. Ba is not silent. Dal is not silent, and alif is silent. So we recognize those ones. And the next one is we apply the rules that attach to individual letter. We will study that in advanced level. Apply the correct sifat. So we have studied only a few of them. One of them would be if the letter is heavy or light. So we apply those rules, and the rest we will study in advanced level. The next one is pronouncing each letter from its correct makhraj, articulation point. And the other one we can add is we count how many syllables are there. For example, here is a, one, ba, two, then. So there are 3 syllables in this word. So if we manage to implement these steps correctly, then our reading and recitation will be very easy. These are not fixed rules you can add or subtract to it. These are just general guidelines for recitation or reading the Arabic. So the first word we have is sururun, and it has 3 syllables. So the first we have seen, which is sin dhamma su. That's the first syllable. Sin is not silent, and we have dhamma. Sin dhamma su. Sin dhamma su. The second syllable we have is ra dhamma ru. So ra is not silent, and we have dhamma as a haraka. Ra dhamma ru. Ra dhamma ru. Suru. So now we combine these 2 syllables. We have suru, 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 suru. The third syllable we have is ra dhammatain run. Ra is not silent, and we have dhammatain as haraka. Ra dhammatain run. Ra dhammatain run. So now we combine the 3 syllables. We have sururun, 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 sururun. The next word we have is safaratin, and it has 4 syllables. The first syllable is sin fatha sa. Sin is not silent, and we have fatha. Sin fatha sa. Sin fatha sa. The next syllable we have is fa fatha fa. Fa is not silent, and we have fatha. Fa fatha fa. Fa fatha fa. So now we combine these 2 syllables. We have safa, 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 safa. So the next syllable we have is ra fatha ra. Ra is not silent, and we have fatha. Ra fatha ra. Ra fatha ra. And now we combine these three syllables. We have safara, 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 safara. The fourth syllable we have is ta kasratain tin. Ta is not silent and we have kasratain as haraka. Ta kasratain tin, ta kasratain tin. And now we combine all four syllables and we have safaratin, 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 safaratin. So the next word we have is suhufan, and it has three syllables. So the first syllable we have is sad dhamma su, and sad is not silent, and we have dhamma. Sad dhamma su, sad dhamma su. The next syllable we have is ha dhamma hu, and ha is not silent, and we have dhamma as haraka. Ha dhamma hu, ha dhamma hu. So now we combine these two syllables. We have suhu, 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 suhu. The third syllable we have is fa fathatain fan. Fa is not silent and we have fathatain. Fa fathatain fan, fa fathatain fan. So now we combine those three syllables and we have suhufan, 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 suhufan. So the next three slides are will be sounds only. Sururun, 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 sururun. Safaratin, 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 safaratin. Suhufan, 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 suhufan. So this is the end of this session. We will practice those three words 10 times in next session, inshallah, to give you a practice. We will see you in next session. Until then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.